The 4 stages of learning violin vibrato. Which one are you? If we haven't met, hi, I'm Megan. I'm a violinist and teacher. I've been playing the violin for over 25 years, and I have my bachelor's and master's degrees in violin performance, and I'm Suzuki trained. If you're enjoying my videos, please take a quick second, pause the video, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. YouTube tells me that over 90% of people who watch my videos are not subscribed. So if that's you, please just help me out by clicking a little button. And if you're looking for more support and guidance along your violin journey, check out Learn Violin Online. LVO is one seamless path to violin mastery, taking you from violin beginner to advanced player, coupled with detailed personal feedback from me so you always know what you're doing right and the next steps you need to take to improve. You also become a part of our super supportive community and connect with other adult learners who are on the exact same journey you are. The link is always in the description. Vibrato, one of the holy grails of violin technique. Typically, vibrato is not something that you just pick up overnight. It's something that you have to work towards. And there are different stages in vibrato learning. I know some students can get discouraged when they feel like they're not where they want to be yet, but in reality, they just don't know the steps they need to take to level up into the next stage. Similarly, I know students who get stuck at one particular stage and feel like they're just not making any progress. After you watch this video, you're going to be able to identify what stage of learning vibrato you are at and the next steps you need to take to improve. Stage 1. Students in stage 1 have just began their vibrato journey. And in my experience as both a student, I had to learn vibrato once too, and a teacher, it's super common to make mistakes at first. So students in vibrato stage 1 might not fully understand the movement yet. They might be doing the movement wrong. They might have messed up their hand frame. The vibrato is really tight. It's really erratic. In this stage, what you're doing is not vibrato yet. So some super common mistakes I see is moving the wrist back and forth. That's a big no-no. Moving the fingers side to side is also a big no-no. Not putting space here when you're doing vibrato, another big mistake. And when I was in stage 1, the mistake that I made was actually going too far out. So I was playing something like this, which is just super unstable and really messes with your intonation. So if you are still trying to get the vibrato movement right, you're still not quite understanding what it is, how you should do it, then you are in stage 1. Stage 2 vibrato students are doing the movement correctly. Yay. Now, as far as how long it takes you to get here, obviously that depends on the person and the amount of time that you put into it, but it could take anywhere from 1 or 2 weeks to a few months. So students in this stage, like I said, are doing the vibrato movement properly. However, it is still very slow and could be a bit tight. I often have students in this stage practice with the metronome in order to help with evenness and consistency. A stage 2 vibrato might look and sound something like this. So again, the movement is correct, but it is slow and tight. Towards the end of this stage, I ask students to start adding in vibrato on the very ends of notes and pieces. And in this stage, they often need to completely stop to get their hand in the right position before vibrating on that note. Stage 3 is where I feel like a lot of students get stuck. You're doing the vibrato correctly, you're able to go a little bit faster, but it often plateaus. There's several ways that it can plateau, either with speed or with tightness. If you find that you have a certain threshold and you feel like you're never able to vibrate over that threshold, I encourage you to practice at tempos that feel unmanageable. Practice at tempos that feel like your hand is completely going out of control. It sounds terrible. That's okay. It will at the beginning. But pushing yourself outside your comfort zone, pushing yourself to go faster than you feel like you can or sounds good is what is going to allow you to help to play faster. Also, always be mindful of your tension. If you're squeezing the violin too hard, if you have excess tension, really anywhere, but specifically in your left hand, then it's gonna be much, much harder to play faster and to loosen your vibrato up. If your vibrato you feel like is really narrow and you'd like for it to be more juicy, you need to go back to a slower vibrato tempo and really exaggerate the movement. So I'm talking like almost whole step differences in pitch. You also really need to be mindful of this knuckle, your first knuckle, and make sure that it is not too tight. Students in stage 3 of vibrato just have one speed of vibrato, and they might not be happy with one aspect of it, like I mentioned. So it might sound like this. Like, yes, I'm doing it correctly, it sounds decent, but it can be developed further. Stage 4 of violin vibrato, the student is doing it correctly. They're relaxed, which means that they can get a wider vibrato, a bigger difference in pitch, even when they're going fast, and they are able to vary the vibrato. So the two elements of vibrato that you can vary are the width, so how much difference in pitch you have, and the speed, which is obviously self-explanatory. And varying those two things is how we can use vibrato to help create our dynamics. So in advanced vibrato, stage 4 vibrato might sound like this. So as you can see, I am speeding up and slowing down. I'm narrowing and making my vibrato wider, narrowing and widening the vibrato with the musical line. That is the ultimate goal. Another thing to note is students in stage 4 vibrato can keep their vibrato continuous, meaning it doesn't stop at the end of the note, and it also doesn't stop on shorter note values or before a shift. If you're wanting to get from a stage 3 to a stage 4 vibrato, you can practice the vibrato in different rhythmic variations like 6s, 12s, dotted notes, and vibrato mapping and planning is also crucial. You need to have a plan for how you are going to vary the vibrato before actually doing so. So let me know, what stage of vibrato are you in? Do you have any questions about vibrato? I'll also leave a whole entire vibrato playlist linked in the description. You can check that out. Thank you so much for watching, and please make sure you subscribe before you go.